Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. On today's video I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful sign. I made this sign with my Cricut, and bear with me because the video is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but you are going to love it. So the first thing you want to do is open your browser and go to picmonkey.com. This is the software that I use for me to design everything that I do on my Cricut, because I don't know if you already own a Cricut, you might know that on the Cricut design space you have to pay for every font, every design, and everything you do on it. And I do everything here and then I just transfer it to design space. That way I don't have to pay anything and all my designs are free, unless I want something specific from the design space, which hasn't happened yet. So the next thing you're gonna do is you are gonna go to design. There we go. So PicMonkey has some sizes already, so it depends on the design that you are gonna make, but I'm gonna choose, let me see, I think I'm going to choose this one here, which is a 4 by 6 inch. It says 1200 by 1800 pixels. So I'm gonna choose this one. And one pointer that I have to make, like I have to tell you, is that you, for the Cricut design space, your files always have to be on a PNG. What is a PNG? PNG is when your pictures don't have a background to it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go to canvas color right here, and I'm gonna choose transparent canvas. So I choose that, and if you, I don't know if you are able to see if you see here, it becomes like with little squares, and it shows you that the background doesn't have a color or anything. And I go to apply, so now that is applied. So next thing I'm gonna do is, since I'm gonna make a sign for the 4th of July, I want a sign that says Land of the Free because of the Brave. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna get my text feature on PicMonkey, which is right here, and then I'm gonna go to yours. These are the fonts that I have already downloaded to my computer. So since I'm gonna do Land of the Free because of the Braves, I'm gonna go ahead and choose I think I want to choose Seasider, which is a really nice font that I pretty much use all the time. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the text. It says it's looking like that, so I think I'm gonna do Land of the Free because of the Braves. And I'm forgetting my dot here. So let's say that this is the design that you like. If I were not recording the video and showing you how to make it, then I will take more time and make it more beautiful and maybe change the font, but I just want to show you exactly how I make it. So once you have the design that you want, then you come here to export, and this is the design that you are going to have for you to create the template. So now it's gonna ask you, where do you want to export it? I'm gonna export it to my desktop because that's where I always do it. It's easier for me to find it that way. So I'll go save, and it says masterpiece save. That's when you know that your image is saved. So I'm just gonna close this out, and then if you already own a Cricut, which I think pretty much all the people that are gonna watch this video already do, so you are familiar with Cricut design space. If you do not, when you set up your Cricut, you're gonna come with that option. It's gonna tell you to do that, and then you're gonna get familiar with it. So what I do is I go to, this is the way I do it, so I don't have to pay anything. So I go to create new project, and here you have the mat. This is an image that shows you how your mat looks. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna transfer the image that I just created on PicMonkey, and I'm gonna bring it here to the Cricut design space. So what I'm gonna do is upload image. These are all the images that I have created, or some I've gotten out of the internet, but the ones that you're seeing here, I've created them on my PicMonkey thing, and I use this a lot. So all these have done for people and orders and everything else. So I come here to upload image, and I go to browse, right? And here it is, 4th of July sign. This was the sign that I saved. So here it is. So since this is a really pretty, like a pretty simple image, you just go to simple image and you go to continue. Okay, and then this side of the screen is if you are gonna print your design. But if you want the Cricut to cut it, you go here. And once you press on here, it's gonna show you your design like in gray, and then you're gonna be able to see what the Cricut is gonna cut. You go save. And this step takes a little bit of time, I don't know why, but it does. And then it's gonna show me when my design is ready. It's gonna go back. There we go. So once you're back in the first step, you're gonna go down, and here it is. Here's my design already on the Cricut design space. So I click it and I go to insert it. So now my design is ready to cut, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of my dandy handy contact paper. This is a, let me see where it says. Okay, it's a clear matte transparent paper. So this is just regular contact paper that I found at a Walmart, and I make my stencils with it. And this is my mat. So now I'm gonna cut a 10 by 12 piece of paper to place on my mat. Now my mat is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and start the cut by going to go, just making sure that my design is centered, because sometimes when you get to this step it moves. I'm gonna make sure that it's inside this yellow line here. And I guess it's ready to cut. So I go and connect. It's gonna make sure that my Cricut is connected, and now it's saying please load the blade and press go to button, press the go button to continue. So that's what I'm gonna do. At this step, your Cricut button should be blinking. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the cut. Okay, so now the cut finished, and I don't think you are going to be able to see much here because the paper is transparent, but I'm gonna do my best to show you, and I know that you are gonna get the idea of what I'm gonna do. So as you see here, I don't know if you're able to see that here it says off. So usually when you are doing vinyl, you have to take out the little parts inside the L's, inside the A's, inside the D's, O's, etc. But since you're doing a stencil, what you are gonna do is you are going to take the letter and just leave the inside of it. So here I'm using my weeding tool to go ahead and do this, and as you can see, I'm taking out the L, the A, because everything is gonna start coming out since this is script. So let me see if I can show you here. It says land. So I'm just going to try to center my design on the board that I'm gonna make, and I started doing it little by little. And don't worry about the other part, you just have to like try to do it the best that you can, little by little. So, and try to press all the edges of the letters really good so your paint won't get underneath. See if I can show it to you like this, but there it is. There's a stencil, and now we're gonna go ahead and do the inside of the letters. So for example, I take the paper that I left and I find that my L has a little thing on the back part of the L. So I take it on my finger and I place it as much closer to the front as I can, and then I'm gonna take the other part of the L, the inside, and I'm gonna place it in here again. And you have to do the same thing for all the letters that have a little inside. For example, the A has an inside, so I'm gonna place it there. And then the D has an inside, so I'm gonna place it here. And O, which is I think the best one that you are able to see, has an inside, so just try to place it straight as much as you can, and that's it. Then, so after your stencil is placed and you have done all the insides of the letters, it's time to paint. So what I do, so I don't get anything dirty, I use the backing part of the stencil and the contact paper, and I use it to paint. So I use regular acrylic paint. In this case, since I'm doing a 4th of July saying, I'm gonna be using blue and red. This is regular acrylic paint, and then I like to use this foam little sponges, and I've used this one before, as you can see. So I'm gonna use this one for the blue and this one for the red. Okay, so once you have removed your stencil, what you are gonna do is you are going to weed out all the insides of the design that you just made. Going to grab the inside of your design and you are going to get it out like that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the D. You just have to be really careful you don't mess up the design. You can grab it like that and help with your hand and get it out.